Okay, well, right. So I'll just be doing a little bit of drawing for, honestly, I don't know how long I'll have time for. I'm hoping an hour, but it might be a lot less as well. I just want to get back to a webcomic here that I've honestly been taking a bit of an unintended break from, a bit of an unintended hiatus for like almost 2 years now. Two? Was it two? Longer than two? It's been about 2 years, I think. Since... Yeah, since I had my operations. So... I have it on Smack Jeeves, as here links are going to be in the comments. I started posting it. I started this in 2015. Yeah. I started this in 2015 on Tapas, was still called Tapastic then, and DeviantArt. So I had it on here, and then on Smack Jeeves, that's... When did I start posting on that? Was it just... No, first one? Oh yeah, 2017, I didn't put everything on there as well. Anyway, right, there's this, but I also have a little bit of other art on there, not a whole lot, honestly, and a little bit of just personal writing. These ones aren't a lot, honestly. It's mostly just some stories that are just kind of a disguised rant about some things. Several of these ones are trans related. The webcomic itself is about some 3 trans characters: a trans man, you can see here, a trans woman, and a gender fluid non-binary person here, who are all kind of just living together. Oh, there's some older stuff here. This is, yeah, these ones are all Dragon Age related. I think this is the one proper story that I have in its fanfiction. This one... Did I have another one on there? Did I never post that here? Yeah, apparently I didn't. Maybe later. So, a couple of Dragon Age related ones, and this also... I might change the name for this creature, honestly. It's just a species of cat in my little fictional world that I have created. That I am currently writing a story in this fictional world. Well, I'm writing a second story. I'm editing the first, that's already finished. And that I'm hoping right now, but this personal imposed deadline has changed a couple times already. I'm hoping to be able to publish this story next year in June, during Pride Month, because it's thematically appropriate, as there are quite a few LGBT characters involved in the story, especially main characters. So there's that. Oh, nope. That's not meant to go on here. Nope. That not either. Here we are. That's where I'm meant to be. Okay. Let's actually get started on drawing, yeah? It's been a while ago. Honestly, this is what I started out with. Before I kinda did on the hiatus. This is just kinda like the underlying thing, and then I'd kind of gotten started doing pardon me, then I kind of gotten started with this, kind of like try to get the line art, but This line art is new. Is something. It's been a couple months ago again that I did. Sort of like, oh, you know, I kind of want to get started back on doing this webcomic again. And honestly, I'm kind of hoping doing these art streams are going to help me to get back into it, because it's like it's so long ago. It's so long ago that I've done this. You know, I really want to get back to it. I really do. There's been just some real life stuff that's made that kind of difficult. I explained this a little bit in a game stream I did earlier on another channel. I'll link to it. I'll link them to each other. I'll link this stream on there and this one to... Yeah, this stream on there and that stream on here. So I'll link them to each other. So you can check that out if you're interested. If not, then, you know, whatever. You know, I mean, just because you might like watching people do art streams doesn't necessarily mean you're interested in watching people play some games. Oh yeah, that said, I do want to post a link to, I do want to post a link to the itch bundle for black trans people. It's related to the game stream I did earlier. It's related to the game stream that I did earlier. I'll just link that just in case anybody's interested. I'm going to need this to be somewhat smaller. How big is this? Hold on. Nope. That's better. I'm not on the right one here. I should definitely draw on the correct layer. There have been more than one... There's been more than a couple of times that I started drawing on the wrong layer. And then it just becomes a horrible jumbled mess of stuff. That happens actually to a lot of artists who work digitally. Just gonna try to clean this up a little bit here. That goes in a little bit too deep. A little bit more over here. Maybe, and I'm gonna leave that in. I think I kind of overdid it on the clothing wrinkles in here. I'm just testing some things out. This goes in too much. Just gonna need a new line between those two. Yeah, anyway, I'll link that just in case. Again, because it also kind of like relates, well, I mean, yeah, it also kind of relates to the webcomic because it is about trans people after all. It is a webcomic that stars 3 trans characters as the main characters, so I feel like it's still thematically appropriate to mention the itch bundle, so I'll just link that just in case anybody's interested in that. There's some fun games in there. So, you know, I'll link that when I'm done with this stream. I'll put it in the description box later. It's not in there right now, but I'll do it later. Just... Okay, just a little bit. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit first before I draw any new lines. Oh, nope. Back you. No, that goes out too much over here. Going to need a slightly smaller one. This here, that's not supposed to be there. A little bit. Honestly, it's been way too long since I've been able to like properly draw anything at all, at least digitally. I've been doing some work more lately doing traditional drawing. I've been doing some more of that lately, a little bit during the quarantine and all, I've really been meaning to get back to doing digital. Honestly, I really need to get back to like properly editing that novel I just mentioned a little while ago, but I've had so little energy lately. I've been sleep deprived for like most of the year, and that's absolutely not helpful. A lot of it, I don't know. Honestly, I had enough time to like get proper amount of sleep during the freaking lockdown, but for some reason my body just wouldn't let me sleep more than like... Often I would get less, but despite the fact that I got in bed relatively early in an attempt to get like a proper 8 hours, I very much need my 8 hours of sleep. If not, I'm a fucking wreck. Like I am right now. And, yeah, I only got like 7 hours, maybe 7.5 most nights, which isn't like... It's not the worst, but you know, it wasn't great in my mental health. Just gonna mention that. The general stuff going on in the world right now wasn't great on my mental health, and then there's some personal stuff going on. Not with me personally, but with my dad. That's pretty heavy stuff as well. It's not easy to deal with, honestly. There's been some stuff he has been dealing with for some time now, but there's been some things lately, especially the last month, that yeah. The thing is, we don't really know what's going on right now, but we both have some suspicions on what it might be. That honestly, in addition to what he's already dealing with right now, one of them is depression, the other I don't want to mention right now. But there's like one other thing, and if there is a third, and it is a suspected thing that we think, then that's... I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. It's just, I don't know. I feel like his mental health might take a turn for the worse again, just as it's actually getting a bit better right now. His depression has been getting a bit better lately, honestly. Like, he still has trouble keeping busy with things he used to be able to just keep himself busy with, which is also part of depression. Like, it's not just negative thoughts and all that. Like, things you previously enjoyed doing, or at least that you could keep yourself kind of busy with throughout the day, now don't really fulfill you the same way anymore like they did in the past. That's also a big part of depression. He still has that, although the negative thoughts and suicidal tendencies seem to have passed, kind of, but I kind of feel like if that thing happens, that he might stumble back into that. And yeah... that's not gonna... That dips a little bit too much. Let's try to clean that up a little bit. Yeah, anyway, I'm kind of hoping the art streams are gonna help me get back to that. There's also something else I've been meaning to release for a while that I've already recorded. It's a pre-recorded video, but I still need to do the proper editing on that one. And honestly, I don't know if I'll actually end up using the footage for that video, not just redo it, essentially on a live stream like this, and end up then cutting up the videos into several different parts. Because honestly, considering the quality of the camera and audio on the camera that I have available, it's not great, and I've made some mistakes during the filming of that, like not having the camera in like the proper position. I don't really know if I can fix that post-production, but if I can't, I might end up just redoing them on here and just basically Um, yeah, I might just redo them on here because basically I can do the same thing as I did in there. Although that one is on paper, and I kind of like the aesthetic of that, but I might just redo the whole thing, or not on stream. I don't know. I might make that one a pre-recorded one. I don't know. But either way, I can just do them on here like us. I can just do that here instead. Digitally, like, I'm just gonna say what it is. It's and honestly, recording that video has honestly kind of helped me get back to this, because I haven't done that in, well, I hadn't before I made made the videos. It's not finished, but before I recorded that video, it had been quite a few months since I'd been studying that language for a while, and I'd really been meaning to kind of like get back to like properly studying it. I hadn't in like a long time, and the video, recording the footage for that, for several of those videos that aren't currently out yet, really helped me be able to get back into it, which was the goal. It was partially, I did it partially to get myself back into it, and maybe anybody viewing it as well. The thing is, it's Japanese. It's Japanese. I've been meaning to get back to studying Japanese, or at the very least, do a bit of a review on my knowledge on hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Because I haven't done that in a while, and it really shows that that skill has kind of suffered, so I've been hoping that doing those videos, just for myself, would be able to help me get back into that, and hopefully some viewers as well. That's just the goal. The goal of those videos isn't for me to teach you Japanese. It's just meant somebody who already is studying Japanese, just to kind of like get them back into their studies. And, like, I will say some things about, what I do know about the language, but it's not really meant to be teaching or anything. And seriously, anything I say on those videos, double check it. Like anything. Double check anything I say on those videos. To make sure my knowledge is actually accurate, because I don't want to, I don't want to say anything, especially on language learning, that is inaccurate. Again, that's why part of the reason, again, is not to really teach anybody else, even though I might be saying some things of, okay, what I know about this is this, or at least I think so, but if this is wrong, anybody, if it is wrong what I say, like, do correct me. That will be in the videos once I end up finishing them, either the version I have right now or just redoing it on here, because, I mean, for like hiragana, I can do it here as well, just like this, for example. Ta, chi, I think. There's another one that's the other way around, and I think that's sa. Oop, nope, that's all the way. That's wrong. So something like this, or I might be getting these two confused. That one might be sa. No. That's why I really need to get back into this. Like, with the videos, I got back into it a bit, but there's a few of these. If I haven't looked at them for a while, these ones who look pretty similar to each other, I'll confuse them which one is which. One is sa and the other is chi. I think this one is chi and this one's sa, but I might be wrong on that. Anyway. Point being, just, you can do this. And honestly, this, right now, this is ah. And honestly, these ones, the way I'm drawing this right now digitally, is looking a lot better than my handwritten version. Well, this is handwriting too, technically, but the physical version of this is it's not great. Mostly, you can see it in a video I have released on this channel about that already. Well, not really about that. It's just, you can basically, it's just a video where I'm just kind of practicing about 30-ish of these hiragana over here. These are hiragana. Both of these are hiragana. You can just basically watch me practice those for a good 12 minutes or so. It has a little bit of music. There's no talking. I'm not explaining anything or, you know, any of that. There's something wrong with this part over here. Like, something's not right here. Does that need to be out more? I feel like that needs to be out slightly more. There's something not quite right about this. I'm not... So I just noticed a thing with my drawing. It's like, that looks wrong. A little bit more. And I think that's slightly better. Actually. A little bit exaggerated maybe, but I'll fix it later. I'll fix it later. Hold on. No, that's better. That's better. I'll keep it like this for a bit. I might fix it a little bit more later, but I think that's better. Anyway. Okay, I am easily distracted today. Alright, so basically, I do have a video out about that. You can watch it if you like, if you're interested. It doesn't really explain anything. It's just me practicing some of these, and that's kind of it, honestly. I do want to make some videos more about just basically practice these ones and tell you which, you know, which ones these are and what it means and all of that. No. That's not what I meant to do. Nope. That's wrong. That's wrong. I'm just gonna... Better! Not great, but... See, these ones are also very similar, but these ones I remember very well is the difference between a and o. These are ones I do remember properly the difference between. So, sort of more like that. So I basically show how it's drawn generally. This might not, it's not going to be perfect. My drawing of the hiragana, katakana, and kanji is going to be, it's not going to be perfect, you know? I'm still learning, I'm still practicing these. Sometimes they're going to look a little bit not 100% maybe as they should be, but close enough to be understood what it is, you know, close enough to, like, good enough probably to be understood which hiragana or katakana or kanji it is. Although, you know, my handwriting is atrocious in any language, by the way. It's horrible in any language. This isn't just because my skill in Japanese is still on the low end. It's just meant to, these videos, those videos that I want to do on these things, is partially just, again, as I said, kind of more of as a review for myself, just kind of reviewing what I know for myself. A bit of motivation to just study more regularly. It's meant to be... It's meant to be kind of like just make myself study all of this on a more regular schedule than I have previously. And I'm hoping I can achieve that and make any viewer who's interested in doing the same do it as well. That's kind of the goal. Just, you're watching me review my knowledge of this, and hopefully it will motivate you to do the same thing, essentially. Nope, right. I'd forgotten I'd done that in the middle of that. I'm just gonna have to erase these. Okay, but I don't want to do this right now, because I'm... I did this during the game stream today as well. I'm going off on so many tangents today. But that's a thing that will be coming up later. It might not... I'm probably not going to be able to do anything like that yet within the next month, I think. Oh, there's so much to clean up here. I'm probably not going to be able to do that within the next month yet, but I'm hoping still within the month of August to be able to make a video on that, hopefully. Did I remove anything that shouldn't? No, it's fine, it's fine. Just here, a little... I'll leave that for now. No, wait. No, this is too much. This isn't... That's too far out. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay. Basically, in this scene, one of the main characters of the comic, of the webcomic, is this is an older trans guy who's talking to a younger trans guy. Is basically what's going on in this scene. I think, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I worked on this, is Daniel over here has pretty much completed his transition. And right now I can't recall the name for this character. I'm not very good at remembering names in general on a good day, so... but he, I think, is still pre-everything. He's still pre-everything. He's pretty much finished over here. As I have now. I wasn't finished. I hadn't even started. I hadn't, right? I hadn't even started taking testosterone yet when I first created this comic, honestly. This is wrong. I'll remove this as well. When I first started creating this comic, I don't think I'd come out yet to... Well, I'd come out once to a parent before, but I'd gotten a really bad reaction. But my coming out that actually led to the second time I came out as trans, the one that actually led to me being able to transition was after this. Was it? No, that goes down too deep. I mean, it looks okay, but yeah, that'll do. This is a mess. Why do I do this to myself? Somebody tell me why. No, maybe this out a little bit more, and then here needs to go in. That doesn't look... No. A little bit more of a curve is necessary. Yeah, that's somewhat better. This is going to end now. This bit out, that goes out too far. That goes out too far. I'm just gonna erase this a little bit. Okay. And continuing with erasing some redundant lines, because it is necessary. Okay. Yeah, a little bit over here as well. No, that doesn't need to be there. And this one in a little deeper. That one a little less. Remove this part. That too. So that's gonna need to be redone. I'm not gonna touch that yet. A little bit here. No. I really want to get back to being able to do this comic as this webcomic as well. So, you know, me recording this is basically kind of partially for myself, just to actually get back to this. Actually get back to being able to do this. Because, I mean, I'm gonna leave that in. Basically, the thing is... I don't know what I was gonna say anymore. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That goes too deep. Hold on. I really want to get back to being able to draw this. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say before. Basically, I kind of promised myself that I would actually finish this. Sometimes I have trouble being able to get things finished. You know, I'll get started on something and initially it's fine, but after a while, it's not that I lose motivation necessarily. Well, maybe a little bit. But I don't know, long projects can be a problem for me to stay focused because I get new ideas for new things and I'm really excited about those. It's not that I've lost passion for the previous idea, it's just that I'm so excited about the next idea that the previous one just kind of falls to the wayside. And as I promised myself I would finish in the middle, I would finish the comic of In the Middle before I get started on a new one. So I really want to finish this. It's going to have at least 5 chapters, maybe a 6th, but I haven't decided yet. So I'm gonna have to see what happens there. I don't know precisely what I'm gonna do there just yet, but I have plans. I have a lot of plans for a lot of stuff, but so many things I want to do, but just, I have a limited amount of energy to be able to work with, honestly. I don't have enough energy most of the time to be able to get to everything I want to get to in a day. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, some of that's looking a bit cleaner already. Yeah, some parts of those lines are going to need to be redrawn. That's fine. It's just drawing, he calls it. What do I end up doing? Mostly just erasing lines I've drawn previously. That'll do. Sure, let's do some art. I'm just erasing lines. I'm just erasing a bunch of stuff. Does that count? Well, technically it counts. I mean, sometimes you need to erase some stuff in order to make it better. So... I say it counts. Maybe not very entertaining, I don't know, but... it is what it is. And hey, if you don't enjoy it, you can always go watch another video, so... yeah. I feel like I trailed off on a couple subjects there that I meant to say more on before. Yeah, well... yeah, there's just some stuff going on with my dad, and just, I don't know where this is gonna end, I really don't. He could be fine, I could have to provide some emotional support pretty soon, again, as I did in the past. Which, partially, the situation with him does make it kinda difficult to get a job right now, because, you know, sometimes he'll just show up unannounced because something happened, and... Thing is, he doesn't have a lot of other people to turn to, is the thing, and I don't know what to do with that. Like, I want to be able to support him and, you know, make sure he's okay, but honestly, I've been thinking for a while, which I realize right now is maybe not the best time to try to get into university, but I didn't in the past. Partially, well, honestly, I kind of wanted, after I got my high school, after I finished high school, I kind of wanted to continue studying something. I didn't end up being able to find anything. And I didn't really want to go to university then because largely because I had a lot of gender dysphoria at the time, and I didn't want to continue going to school 24/7 and have to deal with being seen as a girl still while going through university. Oh, did I mention on the stream yet? I'm trans. I'm a trans guy, so I don't know if I said that already. I feel like I say that every stream. I think I've mentioned that every stream so far. Well, you know, it's relevant to what I'm saying right now, so... And it was relevant in a previous stream, in the game stream, because I covered, well, some games from a racial bundle relating to trans people, so... Again, it's relevant. The information was relevant, so... Right, anyway, so I didn't want to go to university. I didn't want to go through 3 years of university and be seen as a girl the whole time. It was, you know... At the time, also, getting a job back then was... also... a difficult feat. Again, partially, a lot of it at the time was due to gender dysphoria, but also because the stuff I was kind of forced into trying just made my mental health in general take... just, it fucking plummeted. The couple of weeks or months I had to spend at these places, it just... my mental health was fucking shredded by the time I was done. Some of it had to do with gender dysphoria, some of it didn't, because I've had experiences after finishing transition that had a similar effect. And that's also something like I don't know what to do with it. I don't know, like if I actually then do manage to end up with a job, what's gonna happen then? Can I... like... is there a point to actually trying to get a job of doing something outside of the house? I mean, is there a point to me looking into anything that's not basically being able to work from home if every single time that I even attempt to do so, my mental health just goes through the freaking shredder? And ends up in a similar place to where I was when I was 15 years old and fucking suicidal? I mean, not gonna lie, that's exactly what happened. Just, I don't know. In the last one, I kinda had something of an internship at the last place I was there. I got so freaking stressed out and sleep deprived. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And also the few experiences I've had with a job in quote-unquote the real world that is not, you know, related to anything... yeah, it's not related to like art stuff or generally other stuff that I enjoy doing in my free time, just puts my mental health through the freaking shredder. And yeah, I don't know. A, I don't really know why that is. And B, even when I do try, the few times I've tried to explain that this happens to people, I don't know. I feel like I don't get taken seriously, or they don't understand it, or maybe think I'm exaggerating, I don't know. I should mention I'm autistic. I don't know if that has anything to do with the situation, but it might. Just kind of fixing that up because some of the lines here are not ideal or just a bit too thick in general. A little bit more like this. But yeah, anyway. Okay. I didn't think I'd be able to stream this long, honestly. I didn't think I'd be able to do the art stream for this long. I don't know if I'll be able to manage the full hour that I want to do on this right now, but who knows? I'm gonna have to go in with that and slightly less. I have to. A little bit more. I'm gonna have to bring some of this back. You know what? I might do it. I might as well do it now. Some less, maybe. There we are. Finally, I'm actually drawing a little bit. No, that's too much. I'm not entirely happy with that. Slightly better. Hold on. No, I'm gonna need this to be somewhat thicker for this. Okay, that's better. No. Maybe I'm being overly pedantic about the specifics and going in a little bit too zoomed in, maybe. I know I know in the past definitely I was being a little bit too perfectionist about all of this, and in all honesty I probably still am, but yeah, I should probably not spend as much time on these pages as I usually end up doing most of the time, but yeah, well, that's not right. That's slightly better. I'm not happy with this. Okay. I thought I'd have to cut the stream off a lot sooner already, but, you know, the longer I'm able to do this, the better. Well, as long as... So, if I can manage to do the stream as long as I've been I planned to do, honestly, or as long as I wanted to do, that's great. But maybe a bit more like this. Yeah, that's looking more like it. Just clean this up a bit on the sides. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to... I'll get the rest of this done later with some of this. I might continue some of that on another art stream later, but I'm not gonna quit yet. I just briefly want to work on something else over here. Oh yeah, this this one isn't finished yet, but I have a few versions of this. I'm just quickly gonna show one. I have some other versions of this that are finished, like this. I'll put some links to where you can buy some products with this design on it if you want. I have a few that are finished, and I really had definitely wanted to get the other versions with the bees in other pride flag colors done, well, a lot sooner than this, honestly, but here we are. It's 2020, fuck it. It's a hard year for everyone. Just, I don't want to be too hard on myself. And you probably shouldn't be either. I need to clean this up a bit here. Like, it looks fine when zoomed out. It looks okay, but the thing is, I don't know if the imperfections are really going to show. I think on some of maybe the larger products, they might, the little bit imperfections here that you can kind of see zoomed in might show on some of the bigger products. Maybe not so much on some of the smaller ones, but like just to be sure, because I don't want it to be bad, you know? I don't want to sell something on like Redbubble or something that just has shit artwork. I mean, no, maybe a little bit more like this. Yeah, that'll do. Nope, that's going too deep in there. Oh, come on. That's better. Hold on. I'm just gonna pick something larger. I'm just gonna cheat for a little bit. I'm just gonna cheat for a little bit and just do this. Hey, work smarter, right? Just trying to get the lines a bit clean. Yeah, that's a lot better already. A little bit here, maybe. Yeah, and there's a little bit more cleaning up work to do over there, but I'm just gonna try to focus on getting this to look a bit better too. Just some of this. Well, generally should fix some of the issues here. A little bit, at least. I can do the specific details later. If there's more that needs to be done. Like this little flick over here. You can fix up those later, but just... like, you shouldn't do this, for example, on stuff like that on curved lines, but very short... for just like short lines in a long curve, you can kind of get away with it, so long as you can get the angle right. And then just clean up the rest later. It's a lot less work, honestly. And then just take the seam away. If you don't know what I just did, could you tell? I don't think so, but who knows? I'm just gonna do this one by hand a little bit. There. That does it. The stupid mistake I made with the previous versions that I did in the basic Pride flag colors is that I did all of this by hand rather than just cleaning up some of the lines like this, like I'm doing now, and it took so much longer. I don't know why the hell I didn't think of this earlier, honestly, and just doing this, essentially. It just takes so much less time to get everything to look nice and clean. Past me was an idiot. That goes for a lot of stuff, so it's a bit of a blanket statement. Yes, I'll do the rest of that one later, it's not bad. Thought there was something. It's fine. The neighbors fucking around. Sorry, didn't mean to curse. Piss around. Slightly. Is that less bad? Is it the same? I don't know. I'll just do this bit by hand. Smaller curve lines, it's a little bit harder to do that. Yeah, that's somewhat better. Honestly, a lot of these are just a couple of small little errors, and again, maybe I'm being a little bit too perfectionistic about my artwork sometimes, and well, yeah, probably. I should probably just leave things as they are, sometimes at a much earlier stage than I often do. I mean, really, if you zoom out, I highly doubt here you could fucking tell the difference. But again, on larger products, it might show. So, just in case, I kind of want to make sure, even in the small details there zoomed in pretty big, it looks decent and not too choppy. For smaller things like a handbag or something, if it's on there, it's probably not really, or just a regular poster or whatever, it's probably not gonna show, or a mug or whatever, it's probably not going to show on like smaller stuff, but there are some bigger products in there too that this could be put on, and in those ones it might show, and you can kind of see some, I want to say at this distance. Wait, what? No, wait, that's at 100% here. This is at 100% right now. It's like this is in full view, the full size. You can kind of see some imperfections here, and honestly, even if you zoom out like 40%, over here at least, you can kind of still see it. You can kind of see some stuff that's not quite right here. At the very least, I want to fix that, and whatever went wrong here. Just especially the more obvious stuff, but maybe I should ease up on some of the stuff that's like very much in the details, like right here. Honestly, zoomed out, even though. Honestly, zoomed out, or even somewhat closer. It's not too obvious. Yeah, maybe make some small corrections here, but not too much, because I don't want to spend ages and ages trying to get this finished. Yeah, let me just briefly want to look at this too. This is something I've been meaning to get finished for way too long as well. Especially the colors on this has been taken. Hold on, let me see if I'm on the correct layer. Yep, should be. I don't want to screw myself over by being on the wrong layer. That happens way more often than you'd think, honestly. And it's a pain in the ass when it does happen, so that's absolutely something you want to avoid, but you know, sometimes you don't pay attention for a moment and you're drawing on the wrong fucking layer. It happens. It happens when you do digital art stuff. I highly doubt there's many people who've been able to avoid doing that altogether at any point during, yeah. At any point during however long they've been drawing digitally for. It's just something that will happen occasionally. And when it does, you have to kind of like try to find a way to work around that. Mistakes happen. We're not perfect. I'm not a freaking robot. Mistakes happen sometimes. Can be hard to accept that sometimes, but